Thank you so much. This is the Suicide Prevention Committee, and today is Wednesday, July the 31st. It is 5:30 p.m. No, actually, it is 5:30 p.m. Thank you all for being here. Let's do the roll call, Angie.
Dr. Julie Bassan,
Present.
Maxine Rivera, Maricela Jackman, Earl Medina,
Present.
Gabriel Martinez,
Present.
Jaime Montes, Marina Medina.
Here. Very good. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do a small reflection, and then we'll go around the table just introducing ourselves so that we know who's at the table. And I want to say thank you for making the time. So if you will allow me to do a small reflection, please. Heavenly Father and everlasting God, thank you, Lord, because you have given us another day of life. Thank you for the opportunities you put in front of us, and also, God, for guiding our steps as we walk through the day. Give us the wisdom to do the right thing in every step we take. Allow those people around us to work with us and not against us, only if it's for your own will and for your plan. God, thank you for all the blessings. Take care of all the people around the table, their families, their friends, their loved ones, and make sure that every one of them gets home safe and sound. In the name I pray, Jesus Christ, amen. Okay, let's do a quick introduction, and what we'll do, we'll start over there with the name and agency, and then just go around the table. So, go ahead.
I am Grace Lopez. I am now at Laredo College. I used to be at Laredo. I don't know, I know some familiar people out there. I am the Director of Student Health Services and Wellness at Laredo College. And we brought Mary Sosa. She's one of our counselors at Laredo College.
Welcome, Mary. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Um,
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melissa Ramirez. I'm the Director for Guidance and Counseling at UISD.
welcome.
I'm Earl Medina. I'm the Secretary for the Suicide Prevention Committee and as well as representing District 5.
My name is Marina Medina. I'm in District 8 representing Melissa Ciala.
Hi everyone, my name is Pablo Rodriguez and I'm a licensed professional counselor with the Compass program here at the health department.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel Martinez. I currently work at Gateway Community Health Center as a licensed professional counselor, and I was appointed by Dr. Tyler King to represent this district.
Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Morales, Public Health Promotion Supervisor here in Laredo Public Health. Hi, my name is Kathleen Charles. I'm a caseworker with the Public Health Department with Assistant Outpatient Treatment. I'm here representing our office.
Welcome.
My name is Yolanda Mendoza. I'm representing Greater ISD with Cindy Rodriguez.
Okay.
Well, good evening or afternoon for most of us. My name is Sergio Moreno. I'm representing the National Border Patrol Council. With me is Mr. Vela. We are a labor organization today, not necessarily employees, because we've had a lot of sufferings in the losses of suicide, and we want to get involved at the local level versus what we normally do at the federal level. And I thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for taking the time to be here today.
My name is Oscar Vela. I'm also with the National Border Patrol Council, and thank you for your invitation.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Becky Diaz. I'm from Area Health Education Center. I'm the Special Projects Coordinator.
My name is Alondra Cantu and I'm Shad Doctor.
My name is Lorena Rodriguez. I'm Executive Director of Latin Regional Food.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Julie Bassan. I'm the Executive Director for the Area Health Education Center, and I am the Chair for the Suicide Prevention Committee, and I thank you all for being here.
Good afternoon. My name is Jackie Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director of the Ripley College Rehabilitation Center, and I'm here as a guest invited by Dr. Julie Bassan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jose Ramirez, Deputy from the Wake County Sheriff's Office, representing the Mental Health Division.
Good afternoon, good evening now. Ricardo Gonzalez, Assistant Chief, Laredo Police Department.
Good afternoon. Robert Garcia, Lieutenant with the Laredo Police Department, assigned to the Community Engagement Accreditation Bureau, which includes the mental health unit.
Thank you, everybody. I don't think we missed anyone, so let's continue with our agenda. And before I go on, I just want to make sure that everybody that came in signs in on the guest list so that we can properly document your attendance. Under public comments, citizens are required to notify members of their intent to comment prior to the start of the meeting. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. No more than 3 persons will be allowed to speak on any side of an issue. Should there be more than 3 people who wish to speak on a particular issue, They need to select not more than 3 representatives to speak for them, and the presiding officer may limit the public comments further in the interest of an orderly meeting. Speakers may not pass their minutes to any other speaker. Comments should be relevant to city business and delivered in a professional manner. No derogatory remarks will be permitted. Do we have any public comments that signed in?
No
Angie?
public comments.
Thank you, Angie. The next item on the agenda is the committee membership. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, and this is something that we talked about, when this committee was created, there was no vice chair or any other officers. Why? Because it was starting. This is a brand new committee that the city of Laredo created. And for those of you around the table, several years ago, when the suicide rates were increasing from one year to the next, the city leadership, along with the mayor and city council members, were willing to listen to what was best for the community. In that particular time and era, Dr. Richard Chamberlain presented the idea to create a committee that would help the community identify what was going on. So fast forward to today, and at that time, the City of Laredo Police Department, the Fire Department, and others were part of the whole committee that voiced that action that needed to be taken. So fast forward to today, we are here, and the mayor appointed me as the chair of the committee, and no other officers were selected. One of the things that we talked about among the members was that this committee must continue to meet from 1 month to the next, regardless of whether the chair is present or not. And so we believe that in the best interest of the committee to continue working without hesitation is to have a vice chair. And I, as the chairperson of this committee, designate as the vice chair Earl Medina. And for that, I'm going to open the floor for discussion from the committee members. Do you have any objections? And how do you feel about the nomination and the purpose of the nomination?
Yes,
Are you good with that?
totally in favor of that.
Great.
Okay, I'm in favor.
Earl, are you in favor?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, this is for the interest of the community and the committee, because it takes more than one person to continue the wheel moving, right? So with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and ask for someone to motion that Earl Medina be selected as vice chair for the committee effective immediately. Do I hear a motion?
Put in a motion, the selected candidate. Ready.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'd like to go ahead and welcome our guest. Ruben, would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. Hi, sorry I walked in late, I was lost. My name is Ruben Villarreal. I'm the Public Information Officer for Laredo College and the director for their TV station and podcast. Just started a month ago, and Dr. Bazan invited me to be here today. I've worked with her in the past with my previous career, which was with KGNS, and so I'm a big fan of Dr. Bazan's work, and the Suicide Committee is something that I'm extremely interested in. I've had a battle with mental illness myself, and so it's a lifelong journey that I've had, and so I'm happy to be.
Thank you so much. Thank you for making the time again. The next item on the agenda is an update on the swearing in of committee members that have been designated or assigned by the different council members. And I'm going to ask Angie just to give us an update. Is there any update on Ms. Maricela Jackman, for example?
We are looking at it with the city secretary office because we had some updates.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have that information for next.
Okay. And of course, Jaime Montes, he has been sworn in. So as of right now, no update on the swearing in of the committee members that are on the roster. Let the record reflect that. Any questions on that?
Doctor, for District 2, I know that Andy Juarez was appointed. I don't know if he's been to the swearing in. I don't think he has. But I can send him a message and see what he wants to do, if he wants to proceed or not.
Maybe at the end of the meeting, if you don't mind sharing his contact information with me so that I can follow up and see how I can assist him to expedite that if we need to. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina, for your support. Any questions on that matter? Okay, the next item is the City of Laredo Police report on statistics.
Once again, good evening. As always, we'll be presenting some statistics on the update on the number of suicides or attempted suicides or calls are intended to. And this is showing general numbers and also update specifically on cases since the last time that we met. Lieutenant, will go ahead and present.
Chief, I know we have some new faces since our last meeting, the last time we were able to get together with this. A little background for those that are not familiar with the mental evaluation assessment unit. We're used to calling it the mental health unit. That's MHU, where you hear the term if you're working alongside with anybody from our department. That's basically the term that you're going to be hearing. I know that our brothers with the Border Patrol, thank you for being here. We'd like to be of assistance in any way possible. This is a developing unit. We've been here for 2 years. We have 3 officers assigned, and I am the supervisor, joining 3 officers. And I know that it's basically a crisis response unit for the most part. If nothing else, we aid as best as we can to guide somebody in crisis or in need of some assistance to the proper mental health resources. So with that said, we'll move on to the monthly statistics. This is from January 1st of this year to July 30th. Attempted suicide calls, these are classified. This does not include the factors. These are specifically classified as attempted suicide calls. This does not include any other mental health factors, which would be another growing number. We have 80 up to date. Attempted suicide reports done, 38. Suicides resulting in death, we have 12 this year. Emergency detention reports, 392. And emergency detention calls, 498. For the month of May, although we had 3 reports of suicide reports, we did not have any that resulted in deceased person. We did not have any that resulted in same in June. We had 9 reports done for June, and this month we had 3 reports done with 1 decedent. With the highlighted in red, those are going to be your deceased person reports. Everything else is just the attempted suicides, or classified, categorized through our systems as attempted suicide. If you look at the method, second column here, this is a method that's commonly used, or that was identified in those reports and incidents. One for July. Friday, July 19th of 2024, police responded to a residence at the 500 block of Berkeley Road. They encountered a 53-year-old male who was unresponsive. Without giving too much detail for respect for the family, there were notes left to the family. Was there anything that the family could explain, some red flags that would commonly come to know him? There weren't any, but there was a medical history. And by medical history, we mean that this male had some experience, was experiencing some physical pain. A lot of times that leads to, we all know that leads to medication, prescription medication. And over time, it develops into tolerance for the medication. The only thing that they could explain to this one is that basically the only thing that might have contributed, aside from anything else that he might not have been expressing at the time. It was thought out as far as him, in a sense, protecting his family. The events that he went to said there were notes left, and there was even, this one I'll go as far as to say, there was instructions left on the door for them not to open and just call authorities. That was by suicide by a gunshot wound. Here we have a heat map. The reason that we keep putting this up is because this is not, we all know, and I think we all recognize that this is something that affects our community no matter where we are. north side of town, south side of town. These are the types of calls we get all over town. So it does affect everybody. If it doesn't directly, then we know that it's probably somebody close to us. Anything to add?
Anything from the group?
Will we have access to the PowerPoint slide?
Usually we make it accessible for Ms. Basan for study information or, but we usually don't release this information out of respect for the family. If there's any specific information that you will need because you're fighting for a grant or doing that kind of work, make sure to reach out to either one of us and we'll work closely with you to support and even submit letters of support and any statistics that you need. But just releasing them at large, we try to restrict that. In fact, we remind everybody that this information stays here is confidential. I know through our different meetings, we've kind of been modifying it because there's been concerns raised from committee members saying that it might be a little bit too much. So we've been generalized. There's other information that they would like a little bit more, such as the heat map. So it's an ongoing presentation. It evolves as we go along. If there's anything specific that you need to know because of the population that specific population that you serve, let us know. We can always notify and include that information as well. Yes, sir.
Hey, go. How you doing? Quick question. What is the method that is used that is most common and the best that you've seen here within your agency?
Right. So as you can see, the most common for this year will probably be hanging or gunshot wound. If we go back previous presentations of previous years, that's the most common. We keep reminding that we usually see adult males as being the main population that's affected by suicide. Although we have seen last year was an anomaly, which we had a high number of females being affected by this. But you'll see using cutting instrument, jumping from a tall building or highway. Pills is a common one as well. Yes.
Yes, in retrospect to the first responder or prior military, do you see a population that is committing suicide? And I ask this ignorantly because that's all we get.
So, I've been very involved with this group and obviously working closely with different groups prior to this committee being set up. And from my recollection, right, just looking back, no, we've had cases, but to say that it's a high number of people affecting that population, no, unless the lieutenant has anything. As far as veterans, we haven't seen it here, a spike or an initial number of people affected by it, but we don't want that to change. So
we'll have to engage more information than current programs that we have in their local communities, because obviously within our workforce, that's all the first responders, that's titled differently, right?
So first responders, so it's a small population nationwide compared to general population, right? So we've had seen it common where you would never see it. In recent years, you see it common through the profession. Being that Laredo is a small community and our number of first responders here is a small fraction of the population nationwide. We already seen it here recently. So it is affecting the whole one. When you look at the total number nationwide, it's a huge number to carry for a small community.
And you know, sidebar, maybe we can just exchange information.
Definitely.
I know I've contacted your local union and start engaging more in interagency information, because our agencies and employees, our workforce, are a subculture of our own community. So I think there's some specific challenges that only we will be able to identify and understand.
Right, so we've developed internal programs to serve our members, and we can always reach out together to share those resources and information.
Thank you.
And just to piggyback off of what Chief had mentioned, to your initial question about, we're referring to suicide. keep in mind that, like I said, we haven't seen that with the military, that in, at least not locally. But we do see people in crisis with ideations, with that, that level. So it does exist, that part, yes. As far as the actual, the suicide attempts, they're not very common, not involving the military.
Well, I look forward to getting more information. Our program is 30 and 40 years behind larger agencies at the same size as ours. It's unfortunate, but they just started keeping records of suicides in 2007. Believe it or not.
I think that opens the door for further discussion. And one of the things that I want to just mention before I invite Ruben to ask the question is that Boulder Region Behavioral Health Center has a wonderful program to assist veterans in crisis. And so I think it would really be important for us to learn more about them. Maybe that's the key to preventing them from
Thank you.
doing things.
I look forward to more information.
Thank you. Ruben?
I was gonna ask, of the 12 that died by suicide, is there a way, or is it tracked as to they had attempted it before, they had a history, perhaps they were one of those ideation calls, maybe they were one of the cuttings. Is there a history? You mentioned medical history, but is there a history of those that died by suicide, of them trying it before? Does anybody keep track of that?
So we, in our presentations, every time we highlight a case where somebody did lose their lives, we look at the case. Part of the presentation will be a small statement that they tried it before. Also, they're under care of what region, they need treatment, things of that nature. And that's useful information for them to see how common it is for their population, those clients, to actually, or what went wrong with the services that they decided to take their lives. So yeah, there's a little bit background on the ones that do lose their lives. On the ones that attempt, we don't track with their previous. We can certainly, if that's useful information, we can try. We'll see how our system works.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can do it, and we can highlight that as well.
Is there a pattern? Like, can you say of the 12, 3 of them had never attempted before, and all of a sudden they just decided?
Again, from just general recollection and working with these numbers in recent years. So I see that those that attempt, usually we'll see prior events in those cases. On the ones that actually commit or actually go through the suicide or lose their life by suicide, it's not as high as you would expect, for whatever reason. Such as this case, the only case that we see in this last quarter, for the last 3 months, the person didn't have any history.
Thank you.
Great question. And if you have any suggestions about other data that we should include in the statistics that they have provided to us month after month, let me know so that I can share that with the chief and they can look and see if they can provide us that additional data.
Just one last question.
Yes, of course.
I just wanted to know, of the numbers that you have here, are any of them school-age children?
Believe it or not, they're very rare. If you can pull up, I don't believe so. Usually those stand out. But in the last few years, under the age of 18 or 17, they're uncommon. And they're coming taking their lives. And even in the attempts, they're not, as far as us responding and reporting, it's not a high number. So we don't track college or education. They're currently attending an institution of higher learning. That we don't track.
So we can go ahead and get more information on that, but I don't recall having anybody under age recently, Chief.
No, I think there was one last year, the age of 12, 14. I know we talked about it. 15, was it? Yeah. But no, going back to your question, which is a good thing, not very common.
Right.
And on that note, we always try to keep in mind, I say, I'm blessed to say that we also have under our bureau, our division, we also have, I also have the community representations on it, which are the office to go to the schools, do the presentations. There's a lot of interaction there, so having the information they tell us what's going on with their calendar kind of reminds us to keep in line and try to incorporate our mental health unit in going out and speaking on these matters. These past couple weeks, with school coming around, there have been a few out there with school-age children incidents. Luckily, not having lost their life to suicide, but the ideations are coming around. The change of schools, the change of transfer from schools. We had somebody mention that they'd rather be homeschooled. So I know that we're all here as a group collectively and in our own individual efforts, but that's just something to keep in mind, that this is something that we may need to keep an eye on, even though we all have our own individual tasks. It's just something that, try to keep it on the back burner, because sometimes those signs are there and we're so caught up with everything else that we might overlook them inadvertently.
Excellent. Let's move on to the agenda so that we can have a little bit of time to discuss on a very important item. The next item is a report on the current projects. And I know that one of the projects we talked about a couple of months ago was the project of Bethany House. Gabriel, we need to get on that. Do you want to just say in a couple of sentences what that project is?
Sure thing, yes. And so the committee, we decided to look at areas where there's a lot of huge need, a lot of big populations, and Gateway Community Health Center recently partnered up with Bethany House to provide behavioral health services, medical services, and talking and engaging with them. We want to collaborate in putting our posters there, 988, our flyers, because that is a community that's in very much need, and seeing the behavioral aspect of it, the substance use, mental health issues. It's definitely that a lot of people don't know about our resources, and we felt that as a committee that would be a good place to advertise our services.
So that's going to be an item we're going to talk about in the list of things for September. But we do have banners, so I would like to go ahead and have one assigned to Bethany, and the head team can go in and take it. And if you all would like a banner, a couple of them, to put them in different areas.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Chief, what about the posters? Any update?
So, good news.
Okay.
So, in one of our previous meetings, we talked about different ways when we can do outreach. One of the common denominators, unfortunately, what we see when people actually lose their lives, or even these cases where they attend, they're under the influence of alcohol, drugs, whether it's prescription or non-prescription drugs, illicit drugs. And so we know that people are in a different state of mind. They're not, for lack of a better term, they're not thinking straight. So what we wanted to do is, obviously with the many ways we're trying to conduct outreaches, go at that population that's drinking, right? We talk about at the bars. We have several situations where they're out and about, they're drinking, something happens or something triggers, takes them over the edge, and then somebody ends up losing their life. So we wanted to create some posters with a QR code that something attractive that says, did you know, and have people just kind of get hooked. While they're having a drink, they're sitting on it, they're talking, they're seeing it, and just easy information for people to get. One side in English, the other in Spanish. So obviously this committee doesn't have funds to be able to produce things. Since then, I've spoken to Mr. David Cash, which is very supportive of our efforts here. He works with Gateway, and he's also president of the local Downtown Bar Association, something like that. So he works very closely with LNF. So he was able to coordinate and have LNF fund this project. I've since talked to our legal department. They said, yes, you will need any council approval as long as this takes under $50,000, if I remember correctly. But they did urge for the group to present to council, not as a matter of getting authorization, but as a matter of presentation to highlight the effort of this group. What we would need is finalize the details, how we would coordinate. If we would provide the information to LNF, what we would like on that poster, or if it's something that we produce entirely and they pay for it, how the details of donation and how LNF feels comfortable with. We're pending a meeting, and Dr. Basan, if you're available in the next couple of weeks, we coordinate a sit down with LNF and Mr. Cash.
Yes.
And he's already talked to the bars downtown. He wants to go outside of that and go anything in town that would like to use one of these posters. And open, it becomes, and we can change it right there. As we learn things, or the information is gonna backfill, and the health department is gonna be in charge of that. And then we can always have big new services come along that be immediate. As far as the design, we can change it around, make it more attractive, have different, color schemes, whatever it takes. So that's in the work, and hopefully in the next few weeks, we will finalize it, launch the project, and hopefully by the end of the year, we can have these coasters out there.
How about by September?
I say yes, but I'm not paying for it, so.
Just get us the meeting and I will do our best, to see if we can have a rest.
I know there was some back and forth about who was gonna do the artwork or the design. If I can get that, that'll be a lot easier to facilitate. Yeah, and again, it should be just not overwhelmed with information because we lose people. Something that's attractive and just a big question mark, people, just.
Something that'll catch your attention and you'll go to the QR code
That's
and
it,
we'll have
that's
a
all we
list of references. Okay, and we can even get those printed on shirts. Did you know, and the QR code is like, see what is that, you know, something catchy. Thank you so much, Chief, and we'll be, communicating with you and I about today. Okay, I know Dr. Chamberlain did not be with us tonight, so, we will go in and see if we're going to have the health. Oh, you have, yes, yeah, okay, wonderful, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm here, but we wanted to share with all of you all the action or efforts that the health department has been doing in response to the April numbers. So I don't know if you noticed for when they provided the presentation that April was a big month. Because of the numbers, we took action right away and we implemented some initiatives. One of them is the Tecos game. And I want to thank Mike's Purpose for being there on our last Tecos game on July 13. So May 17, June 28, and July 13. This is one of 3 Tecos games where these games are games where a lot of people tend to go because of who Tecos plays against, right? So within these 3 games, a team of program promotion specialists goes out, and we were giving I don't have any stress ball. And I don't have any stress ball, but I wanted to show you guys. Oh yes, bring one. Now you can go just pass it around. It's a stress ball in the shape or in the form of a baseball, and the baseball has a 9AA number. So that really attracted a lot of people. We distributed 200 balls per game. Plus, while you were sitting at the game, at the end, there was a big sign in the big screen that they have, just with a little red spot on the 988 information as to, to close the game with that. So they started with walking in, we give you a little ball that's has 98, then you're in the game, you're playing with your ball, and at the end you see that sign. That way you remember, and you connect it to things. Oh, this is the little ball that they gave me, or they also talked on the screen. So we did that for 3 games. At least more than 200 people got information because we only had 200 balls. But there was also a table with information, and we talked to anybody that would approach the table. And as well, it was open to any of the agencies that wanted to go, and that's why Ms. Milna was there with us the last game. So that was one of the actions. The other action that we did was a collaboration with Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if any of you were present when we provided the Chamber of Commerce with stickers that had the 988 information. These stickers were given to the Laredo Chamber of Commerce to give out to their members in order to so the Laredo Chamber of Commerce is going to be in charge of passing around these stickers that they will put preferably in their restrooms of mainly restaurants. Because that's where statistics have shown that when you're in the restaurant, you also might be drinking, with family and things like that. And then in the corner is the sticker with information of 988. And last but not least, I want to show you the Knock and Talk initiative that we had for the month of May. So in the month of May, we went to all the districts. So for this one is District 1, Gilbert Gonzalez. This is the maps of areas. 3 teams went out walk around providing information on 988, a flyer and some, so when you're in 988 on the website, they give you information on what to give out. So we made our own 988 brochure with information of different agencies, information on warning signs and what to look out for. And also, we also gave an extra information directly from the website. So 3 teams went out for District 1, besides math, and we visited a total of 500 houses. We had 70 people that we talked to. We walked them a total of 5.67 miles for District 1. For District 2, again, 3 teams went out. There was a total of 604 houses that were encountered. Houses meaning that we're posting information outside the houses. We talked to 49 people and we walked a total of 5.25 miles around that district. District 3 was the following day in Figueroa. Again, 3 teams went out. This is the area that you can see in the map. And 419 houses, 49 encounters, 7.31 miles. Alberto Torres, the following day. We did this in a span of 2 weeks. Again, 3 teams, 411 houses, 52 encounters, 6.38 miles. District 5, Ruben Gutierrez. We only had 2 teams that day, and of course the least amount of teams, the least amount of houses, but 366 49 encounters, 4.35 miles. District 6 with Dr. Tyler King. These are the 3 teams that went out. 525, 34 encounters, 7 miles. District 7, Vanessa Perez, and this is the areas that we walked in. 357 houses, 20 encounters, 3.71 miles. And District 8, again 3 teams, 625 houses, 41 encounters, 5.55 miles. So this is the breakdown on the totals. So houses visited, 3,805, encounters 364. We walked a total of 45 miles around Laredo in the month of May to bring awareness. Personal experience, I went to one of the houses, I knocked on the door, I was talking to the mom, and the only thing that she could, well, I say the mom because the only thing that she could tell me is, you are 2 months too late. I started crying. I tried to reassure her that this is the reason why we're out here, to provide this information. Of course, she told she wasn't able to speak very well. And I just reassured her that, she saw that we are out there, and she thanked us, but just turned around and left because memories were coming in, and she just, didn't want to keep remembering and addressing those issues. But that was one incident that happened to me. My team of promotion specialists also had these encounters where people were sharing information like, my daughter who has mental health issues, she's about to move in, and I was asking God, and give me a sign, where do I take her? And all of a sudden you come in with a brochure of the programs and services. So these stories are really touching lives. So the changes and the need that's out there, we are witness that these types of initiatives actually, produce change and produce hope. And at the end, I do want to show you some pictures of the team going out and providing information. As you can see, this is the flyer, and this flyer was made by the promotion specialist, and in the back is the 98 specifically from the website. The information that we give, some of them are for adults, others are for children. And of course, we had the collaboration of the fire department and police department on this initiative, as well as the animal control for safety, and Roots Recovery Home, and as well a counselor from UIS, if I'm not mistaken, went with us. This invitation was open to everyone. In other of our meetings, you guys were all invited. So if we ever do another one, of course, you're all gonna know about it and be invited as well. So this is some of the teams. Fire department is behind them. This is one of the teams that went out. So when you see team red, team blue, these are the teams that we're talking about. This is them again. This is with the Roots and Animal Shelter. This is another picture, another day. And well, that's it. Sorry. So, as you were mentioning with the coasters and things like that, I know that I can safely speak by Dr. Chamberlain to say that you do have all the support of the crime promotion specialist and of the team of the health department in the case that you need any assistance in distributing this at the different places, even if it's after hours. We'll sure be out there.
Thank you.
Okay. I
Thank
don't know
you
if
so
anybody
much.
has any questions?
Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. I just want to acknowledge that the City of Laredo Public Health entire team, like I said it before, they really are boots on the ground in everything from Hep C education to vaccinations to creating awareness about the 98, which is proven in PowerPoint. So my hats are off to you and we appreciate everything you all do. The next item on the agenda is You Are Not Alone awareness activities. Now this is where I need everybody's input, and this is why I invited people that are not part of the committee, and I want you to continue attending. We do meet every last Wednesday of each month at 5:30 here. You don't need an invitation, just put it on your calendar and come. What we do is at the beginning of the meeting, we take care of business, if there's any action items that the committee needs to talk about, and then it's open for discussion. And at that point, members of the coalition, which is all of you that are not part of the committee, you can bring your ideas, you can bring what you've heard, you can bring information that you found online, or somebody showed you something, you went to visit your aunt in Florida and they're doing XYZ over there. Bring those ideas because we welcome them. The mission of this committee is to create awareness and help decrease the numbers of cases that you just saw a short time ago. So, as all of you know, September is National Suicide Awareness Month. And the goal of this committee is to create awareness throughout the month in every way that we can. So what I want to hear from all of you, and I know that we're doing already great with the posters, we hope to be able to get them moving forward so we can have them in September. We're going to visit Bethany and make sure they have the signage, and of course you all will have signage as well. Is there anyone here whose agency does not have the 98 banner? Lorena? That would like the banner and the one the City of Laredo Health Department has as you walk up. Okay. You, Ruth Big House, who else?
Laredo College. We need two.
Laredo College?
One per campus.
Okay, anybody else?
National Border Patrol. Yeah. let me get it.
Okay. How many do you need? Two?
We've got one building.
Okay. Well, think about it, if they can eat more than one, but.
And I'll work with our leadership to see if we are expand on each, we have 9 stations in Laredo. So.
Okay, if you think of any other agency that doesn't have one that you feel.
Rexburg.
Okay.
We could have put it up to Cheyenne, so.
Wonderful.
Who can we contact to, what would be the number?
The Area Health Education Center, 712-0037, or my cell phone number, 220-6168. Okay, September's just around the corner. What I want us to think about, what do we want to do that will create awareness throughout the community? I know some people already have something. For example, Border Region, who is not with us tonight, has a walk already scheduled for, I believe it's September the 5th. So that's gonna go on an Excel spreadsheet that we're going to initiate. And does anybody else have anything already scheduled for September where you feel would be a perfect opportunity for us to be there to talk about the resources available to create awareness? So I'm gonna go around the table. Lorena?
Sí, el 7 de septiembre es el Zero Hunger Campaign. El año pasado entregamos 7,568 bolsas de despensas, o sea, alimentamos esa cantidad de familias. Julia estuvo con nosotros, fue un evento donde estuvo muy movido de personas y entiendo que es un buen lugar para entonces seguir apoyando esta causa.
Okay. Sí, voy a agregar lo que Lorena acaba de decir. Fue un evento muy exitoso y las familias que van se llevan su despensa, ¿verdad? Lo que podemos hacer, si ustedes están de acuerdo, es tener una mesa con el 90 Day. Ya ordenamos mantegas que dicen 90 Day. Y como voluntarios nosotros vamos a ayudar y promover y hablar con las familias que van en sus carros levantando las despensas. So voy a agregar eso a la lista y luego después repasamos este sí, este no. Okay? Just for everybody to know, Alex is part of our AHIP team. He's shadowing me. He's a young man going to Oklahoma University and he's here for the summer, so treat him well. And of course, Becky, any ideas that you have for September?
We were talking about possibly some sort of banner or something people could display on their cars.
You mean the little flags?
The flag.
Do y'all, we were discussing this at the AHIP table the other day. The little flags that people put on their cars, like for the Spurs, for the Cowboys, you know which ones I'm talking about? They're
Spawn
so
like
weird.
that you hook on the window.
So we were talking about having that so that everybody could have it on September the 1st. And we would distribute them at the AHIC office, and everybody would have it on September 1st. And if you want to keep it all month long, so that when you're driving or you're at a stop sign or a red light, somebody's parks next to you or standing next to you and they'll look at the flag and they'll wonder what that's about. So that's flag on the car, okay, let's add that idea, thank you, Becky.
Can I add an idea to that? If you're not able to get flags, they also have little ornaments for the antennas that people put like a little display on top, or the way that we have the phones, the magnets, they also make like magnet decals for little cars.
I'm gonna add those items that you're mentioning here to the flag, the magnets, and the antenna ball. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna use that, okay? What do you think for September activities?
So I know you mentioned t-shirts earlier, and I think maybe it'd be a good idea to create some t-shirts with it QR code that they have. That way it can advertise this information for everybody. And if we can saturate to get as many t-shirts out there as possible, depending on what color. I don't know if you guys have any specific colors that you use for this this awareness. I'm sorry?
That's the one that I had.
Okay, so, I mean, if we can saturate, like, you know, maybe like at a Tecos game, like where they do like a t-shirt day, everybody gets a t-shirt and everybody wears that t-shirt, and again, we go back and you advertise everything as far as, you know, the 998 thing and put it out there. That way it's putting it out, you know, because the more people we reach, the better.
Great idea, and I'm writing this down also.
Well, it just happens that he's our community guy, so.
Yeah. Thank you, and if y'all think of something else after we adjourn, please feel free to reach out to me. And what about you?
Maybe what we can do is promote awareness, you know, in all campuses with, you know, all the different populations that we have, you know, throughout grade levels, so that they can be aware and they can also take awareness back home. So maybe that would be an initiative that, you know, I can
Throughout the month
certainly
of
say-
September?
Yes, I can certainly let Ms.
Okay.
Dominguez know, maybe, and she can also share it, because we're gonna be having a meeting actually tomorrow. And maybe, that way, counselors can be aware of this.
And you know, the more you speak about it, the more I can envision every week sending out a message or putting in your, you know how you'll have those digital boards throughout the campus?
All counselors, we have to present to students,
Okay.
you know, different skills. So that can be one of the,
Presentation.
yes.
And if you need a presentation, we already have one, so feel free to reach out.
Oh, that's wonderful. That was actually gonna be my question, if there's anyone, like, any particular friend.
Okay, I'm gonna write this
If we
down.
can, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have that caveat.
Yes,
We
go
can
ahead.
go back this way real quick, because actually she sparked that idea. So within our border patrol, we have some what they call border community liaison. So our agents go out to the schools and they present. So maybe we can, you know, tag team that and get them to collaborate with you and the schools, and they can go and not only speak to the kids but also promote the resources that we have. So I think that'd be a good idea.
And you know, as these ideas continue to develop, we might be able to create subcommittees. So be ready to work, okay, guys?
I got his number, I just throw it out there.
Great, thank you, great ideas.
I agree with everyone's ideas. Usually what assistant outpatient treatment, my supervisor sends a team like to community events where we have a mental health table with booklets of with many things, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, so people can come in, get them to educate themselves if they have a family member or to share with somebody else. Also, we promote the 988. We have magnets that we tell the people that come over to our booth that they can put on their vehicles. We have little cards also with the 988 with a QR code. And everyone is able to get 988 information online if you go into their website, and it's free. Also little stickers in Spanish and English.
I like that quickly from what y'all are already doing, but I would like for all of us, like if, for example, AHEC is going to be attending a health fair, or we're doing a health fair, we will have a table on 988, right? So, thank you so much. What about you?
I remember that we were discussing about a public service announcement. I don't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that question for you. I just received the raw data. Now it's just a matter of putting it together, so I'm gonna contact your media person so that we can finalize that.
Yes, I think that would be a
But we
great
have
idea.
that
And
information
in the month of September would be great. And of course, our social media will showcase it there. I think anybody can share it as well once it's completed. So I think a PCA hasn't been done in the past maybe 2 years, was the last one that I remember the department had their staff reenact certain things. So that was 2 years ago, so I think it's needed.
Yes, thank you so much, and I wrote that down. Gabriel?
Yes, it's something I was thinking that, being a gateway and with Mr. Cash, right, that we're familiar with, perhaps even hosting an event on September. I know this weekend we're having a back to school fair where they're gonna give out free school supplies, everything for all, children, and perhaps we can have an as gateway right in our patio or something in the parking lot, set up a big event where we bring all the institutions and just bring awareness to all their resources, all our communities, so we can take advantage of that.
So it would be like a 988 fair where we all come together and talk about just that.
Yes,
Great
like
idea.
the community, and I know Pillar, I might be mistaken, maybe someone else knows, but Pillar, I think in September, have like a vigil, I'm not mistaken. And so I think, I don't know exactly the date, I don't know if that's happening, but they're very on point on
I
having.
actually have a meeting with Manny after this, so I will make sure I get his feedback. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love your idea. What about you?
Well, I was thinking, maybe if there's a way we can have advertisements at gas stations, as people are pumping gas, there's people there. I mean, everyone's stopped
Gas
by,
pumps?
everyone's stopped by eventually, and they're probably there for a good while, so better chance to break their beer.
They sell beer.
Huh?
I think sell beer.
Yeah.
Now, you wanna distract yourself from what the pump is saying you have to do. Or maybe you're gonna get depressed from the. You never know. Thank you, that's a great idea. Marina,
I was thinking of what he said on the fair. That sounds like a really great idea.
you like that?
Yeah.
Juan, we can actually turn the decals that we made into a digital one. We already have one made in English and Spanish that displays both like that.
So we'll have a follow-up meeting, because you also have a lot of good ideas.
Also, I'm gonna have a meeting with Casa Misericordia. I'm a board member and I would like to bring the presentation to the group.
Of course.
Okay.
So all the agencies present would definitely volunteer to do a presentation in-house with your people. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I love that idea. In-house presentations. And if you don't want to do the presentation yourself, there's plenty of volunteers that I know do great. Just sign up.
I'm a member of Casa Misericordia.
So
It'll be easy, I just.
we'll do the presentation and you speak.
There you go. In-house speakers.
I just think everybody's ideas are great to share around the table and everything. I thank everybody here for coming tonight. This is the first time we had a full house. But one thing that came out of my mind, I don't know if they still hand them out, probably bookmarkers for the schools. for the, I don't know if kids still read books.
I have no idea.
So that would be with the QRC code and everything and hand them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we ordered some 98 pencils at Ahid and we're giving them out during the after school supply there.
That's good.
The kids love them because they're purple, just like that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna write that down. Okay, I think that's a very good idea, because remember, at the end of the day, we have to look at economics. How much is it gonna cost us to do what? Melissa?
Well, last year what we did is we created buttons for people to wear for the month of September, especially like all our administrative staff and our management. So we created awareness that way. We also got the banners that you gave us for the campuses, but we need to see if we can get some funding to put them at the elementary campuses. Also put it out on our digital marquees, 98 for the month of September. Wear purple on Fridays. And I just had an idea as everybody was talking, is maybe we could, through the district, our district, we can do like decals in the bathroom stalls, you know, and put them in the, you know, 988, you're not alone. I know that I'm having beginning of the year council meeting on Friday, and I'd like to see if someone from AHEC could be there with a table with some t-shirts.
Yes,
So you get, I would like, it's Friday morning, if at all possible, just bring some t-shirts, because I would like to encourage our counselors to purchase, you know, the 98 shirt and wear them at least on Fridays around the campus.
Okay, I made a note of that. And you just told me where and what time.
Yes.
Thank you for those wonderful ideas. Ruben, what do you think?
At every event, if someone can create a selfie filter, so when you take the picture and it's got the filter of the 988 for people to share on social media.
Great idea.
And you know what, we already have the filter, so you know what, to all of you, so y'all can start doing that, practice on yourself. Practice every day, and then in September you use the right one. Great idea, Ruben, I like that. Grace, what do you think?
So actually today, Mary and I met with our student life department. So we have Welcome Week, August 20th. And it's different, it's a week of different activities every single day. So we would really like, if somebody could be there with the booth with information. We just, you know, brainstormed about September 10th, having an event at the college. We don't know exactly what yet, but we'll let you know.
And when September 10th is that?
World
Day.
World Suicide Awareness Day.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Yes,
And
and
what-
we're partnering with, yeah, go ahead.
And on Welcome Week, I know our Student Life Office does a resource fair where they might, they tell students about all the resources on campus. So we were thinking maybe having a table with information about the 988, and you're not alone, and maybe you all can come in. If not, we can also have our table and present that information to our college students.
I love those ideas. And all of these ideas that you are speaking of are doable. It's just a matter of organizing the subcommittee so that people can take charge and make it great. So thank you. Anything else?
Well, we just kind of talked about, there's convocation.
Convocation on August 12th at the college for all the
And it's
employees, yeah.
our first convocation with LC, so we don't really know what happens.
Yeah,
At
we
convocation.
could ask Dr.
August 12th?
August 12th is a convocation, it's like a morning session, they do have a guest speaker, and then it's breakout session, but we can ask Dr. Ramirez if she can just give a few minutes just to at least mention the 988.
Let us know. And I'll recruit some people around the student.
We have student orientations happening, they've been happening the last month, it would have been, I mean, there's a couple left, I don't know if Pedro would let us just briefly say something about 988,
Yes.
doesn't hurt.
So I'll follow up with you or put me in touch with whoever I need to talk to, okay?
Will there be a proclamation?
The city public health is working on that, so we will, as soon as they have the date, we'll send it out to everybody.
There'll be a press release. I'm pretty sure there'll be a press release.
All right, is that it, guys? Lieutenant?
So, glad you mentioned convocation, because I know the school districts are also having their program. Forgive me for imposing, but it's
No,
like
no, yes.
next week or something like that.
Yes, it's
So-
gonna be on the 7th for us.
Well, I family that works in school districts, and they basically, we have some convocation, they're like, I keep getting told it's like ready for effect. basically, and, but it'll be a kick off the school year. Like I mentioned before, we do have a community relations unit, which is also under our command. And they also are consistently pushing it out as far as materials, outreach events. They go to the school, so there's always that interaction going on. If there's anything that you all need from us, get with me, we can try to fill in the request as best as possible. If not, we will, if not them, we do work, we have been working on that box thanks to one of our sergeants there, and we get patrol to go and start making these events and making those interactions. Also, every so often we do have tables set up at the station. So I'm sure Chief would be in agreement with this, is to actually have a setup there at the main lobby at the police station. We do get the civilian traffic coming in to get reports, to be checking in on whatever they might need, or they'll probably confuse it with the municipal court, and we get to talk to them anyway.
So can we set up something the first day of September?
Any day. We don't even have to wait to September. We
Okay,
have
we're
our
gonna follow you after you leave today so that we can go set it up at 35.
can even have a permit to.
I think that's a great idea. Thank you so much.
And the other aspect we'd like to bring back is, or to actually implement, is that patrol has their briefings every day. So, and yes, it is at 6 o'clock, the 2 o'clock, and we have the night shift. So if there's anything there that, if there's anybody available that wants to get a participation to patrol, and it's less than an hour. It's less than 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Sometimes it's not even that. So there's that time, there's the window made available, whether it's just handing out the material.
And who do we contact for that?
You can contact me, or I can put you in contact with the watch commanders, whoever's gonna be on duty. If it's only weekends, if it's after hours, there's always somebody there to get in contact with.
We can do that also in September. I want us to kick off September with anything that we can do at no cost, like going to talk about it, doesn't cost us anything, right? What else, Lieutenant?
You have more?
Give me time.
Chief?
I just really like that knock and talk idea. I think another way just getting out there, and now that we have more people coming on board.
They say we need to walk.
The
first day?
Yes, and this one we decided to tackle the district, so maybe the pickup. You can use that as a
Where the concentration is
area.
at, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I love that idea too. I'm glad you mentioned it because I didn't want to impose on you. We're gonna walk, bring your sneakers.
I do have a question. Is there any way of tracking the use of 988? Obviously, the less people use it, the better, but we obviously know there's a need for it. Is there a way to know how much impact this group is having in the community?
There is a way, I just need to communicate with the national 98. They have a way of knowing what regions.
Because I know it's complicated the way it works, but I'm sure there's the background and the demographics that they can center the code with as far as the county or the city.
Okay.
And my last comment is, where the heck is TenU?
Tiny, you could not make it, say, had something else, but I will be meeting with them too.
That's another population of great concern. And we
So
can
whatever
definitely
else
use
you-
a lot of these ideas that LC is doing there at that campus.
Whatever else he shared, I want to ask them, are you all doing this because we want to do this? So thank you. Anything else, Chief?
Yes, ma'am. So I was hearing all these ideas and I agree with all of them 100%. Starting with from kids, which are in the districts, all the way to adults, which we all see that it goes from the most smallest to the oldest. And the best way is also like community affairs, the outreach programs, the flyers that you guys are mentioning. When you start putting that out in the city, also in the county, outside of the county, it reaches more people. That's the best way to get to people. I see it a lot when you're out there patrolling or whatnot, because the county itself is not immune to these kind of tendencies. It's not just in the city, it's everywhere. And we do get the fair share of those kind of incidents where they're trying to do harm themselves. And so Best way also to reach people from all ages is through cell phone, through social media, sharing. What else? Sending text messages, the automatic numbers, all that stuff. It'll reach to a lot of people. And then we'll be there. We'll assist in whatever way possible that we can. Just reach out to the people that are organized this, so we can be in conjunction with this.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
I got a quick question. Is it possible to involve like high school kids to come and do these knock and talks and they receive community hours?
Yes.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Maybe that's something we can implement.
Yeah, that's an incentive for the children nowadays.
Plus they're getting awareness and stuff at the same time. And they
The only thing I would suggest is some type of training.
Right.
That way, if there's any interaction, they're able to answer people's questions and guide them properly. Not only are you enriching this person's, as an advocate, way past that event.
Right, I'm not saying to send them out alone, but send them with a team, one goes with him or two goes with him, two with me, that way they're getting educated and they're learning how to speak,
You're also
to
empowering.
the people. Sorry?
You're also empowering your
Yes,
teacher.
exactly.
I like that idea. Great
I
idea.
wrote that down too for the comments. I think I talked to better.
Okay. Were you gonna say something?
I wanted to add something just so that everyone knows we have a lot of people here. At UISD, we do a Signs of Suicide program for all middle and high school students. Every single person has to go through that. It is an evidence-based program, and they learn about suicide, what it is, how to seek help. So I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate the 988 also with to the program. But we have noticed that it's very beneficial, because sometimes the students will say, they're at one campus, but they'll say, you know what, my friend is having problems over there, so the counselors will communicate with them. So I just want you all to know that at UISD, we are creating that awareness, and we are teaching kids to, to talk about it, to come and see.
Thank you so much. And I assume LISD does the same thing.
Yes, and now it's a requirement to train also every staff that interacts with kids on mental health. So
Thank you so much. Okay, Jackie?
No, I'm the last one because no one is still But yes, an in-house presentation with our staff. Also a table at one of our outreach clinics. We have a lot of projects on that. We have parents, children of all ages as well, and use social media with the flyers. And I encourage my staff to commit each staff member to write words of encouragement and put it on social media every day, along with information about this coalition. So those are some ideas. Some of the things that we've done in the past also is we, along with the city of Laredo, we close out some of the walk, and we do a little parade holding signs, and it really brings awareness. People come out and see. So maybe that's something, another idea we could.
I have maybe out there idea. So I'm a pet owner. I have 5 dogs, a cat, and a lizard. So I know that some people, what about joining with labs or some kind of adoption? Because some people are physically alone. They might, and something to look forward to coming home, I know that sometimes dogs and pets might be a stressor, but not to everybody. So maybe joining with labs and the city of Laredo for an adopted pet type of.
We could do something specifically for the month of September for them and kind of say, are you feeling alone? Do you need a friend? Have you considered?
Yeah, have you considered?
We also have Miss Bluestone, who's the new assistant director of Laredo Animal Care Services, and she's been looking forward to making more events for the community.
Excellent. So tell her
I can let her know.
she has a group that's very interesting. Anybody else have any other ideas? I just love the fact that these ideas are flowing and flowing. I'm almost running out of paper. But if you think, I'm sorry.
So, something in my mind, would really involve all the communities if we can host a marathon to run for awareness.
Great idea.
Marketing all the pencils and t-shirts, and then we're trying to get the kids involved. Well, you could also get community service, maybe help out this marathon, and then at labs have adoptions there too. So
Let's combine it.
combined, so it's all one big community event. being
Beautiful
radio
one.
back.
I went around with the beautiful idea.
I just had a 5K with overdose awareness. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yes.
Check it in there. Thank you so much, Alex,
Yeah.
thank you. Anybody else? The box is gonna close. No, thank you so much for the ideas. I'm going to put them together and send them to all of you. And I wanna ask all of you, to give me permission to create committees or subcommittees. And then, I will send out the email, you will sign up for the committees quickly so that we can start working. Then we can have a follow-up working Zoom where we all come together very briefly, for an hour maybe. But be prepared with your assignments and what you need to, let's say that Melly, you and Ruben agreed to be part of the subcommittee to plan the marathon, for example. Come to that meeting with what you need and what you have in mind, and if you need more volunteers to do it. That's what I want from each one of you. So I'm gonna create the subcommittees, send out the email, you will sign up for it, and then we will select a meeting date to follow up. The September will be here before you know it. I am going to just ask if the public health can please follow up with Dr. Chamberlain and give us a date on the actual proclamation so that we don't schedule anything on that date, please. Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I have something. Tomorrow, there's gonna be a proclamation at 10 a.m. at, the Laredo Fire Department lobby at, Del Mar. We're gonna proclaim overdose awareness as, August as overdose awareness and prevention month. So if anybody would like to join us, they're gonna be there.
Thank you. What time is it?
At 10 a.m. It was gonna be at 9, but there's gonna be that fight with the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
So they moved it and we're gonna do it at 10.
Okay.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, no, it was at 9, but they moved it to 10.
Okay, so just one more thing, if anybody needs t-shirts, let me know. We also have the buttons that Nelly was talking about, and I forgot to bring them, but those are free. So please, and of course the banners, if you think of another agency that needs a banner, let me know as well. We need to be prepared for September, because September 1st, I want to table at the police department, a table at LC, a table wherever throughout the city. And we'll be out at City Hall, at the food bank, everywhere. I want people to see, I want the media to see that it's all of us together making it happen. Okay? If there's no other questions or comments, thank you for your announcement, Marina, and anybody else have any other announcements? I thank you all for your time for being here. I hope that you make it next month. Did everybody sign in? Because I think Angie will give me a copy of them and I'll send you the subcommittee. Okay. And, I'll go ahead and ask for motion to adjourn.
Yes, motion to adjourn for the.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.